size of that thing?
Welcome to another episode of Video Game Reviews. Today, we're going to be talking about Xeno Crisis on the Nintendo Switch. Xeno Crisis is a top-down arena shooter similar to Smash TV and Total Carnage for anybody who either remembers those games or at least is aware of them. So anyway, the way it works, you have a limited number of continues, and the game is honestly incredibly difficult, in my opinion, which would be fine, which would be totally fine, if it wasn't also incredibly repetitive. That goes for the single screen rooms that you fight in, the arenas, if you will. They are drab and repetitive. They're just very, very samey. You just feel like you're walking from one room and then you walk into the next room, and instead of getting a sense of progress, like anything has really changed, you feel like you're just walking into the same room over again for an entire level, and then you move on to the next level and you feel like you discover a new room, but then it's that same room over and over and over again. So anyway, like, repetitive and boring pretty much just describes the enemy variety and design as well, it seems to me. And like, not to be harsh here, because this could actually be the case, and you know, good for these folks for even being able to complete and publish a game at all. Kudos to them. I don't want to take anything away from that, but it does seem to me that the developer was focused on being, quote, old school by making the game really difficult, but neglected to make the game fun. It's like, yeah, it's challenging, but do I want to take on this challenge? There are a lot of challenges available out there. What makes your game worth my time and money, for that matter? Another interesting choice the developers made was that you can get weapons other than your pea shooter here in Xeno Crisis, but they have like a 15-second timer, and then it's back to the pea shooter. And in my opinion, you should just keep a weapon until either you die or you pick up another weapon. That's how it works in most games, and it should have worked that way here. Yes, some of the weapons that you can pick up can be very powerful, but I still don't think that it would have made you overpowered, because as I've said, the game is pretty hard, in my opinion. Also, another design choice that I would have done differently is, rather than having a finite number of grenades, I probably would have gone with a recharge delay with infinite grenades. You know, so in other words, you could only use them every so many seconds. Because grenades, you know, look, it's not like they don't clear the screen in this game at all. They just shoot straight where you're looking, and they cause a little explosion. They just help out a little bit with the offensive power of your pea shooter, which, like, you need the help. And so, like, not to be rude or anything, but it does feel like this game was designed by a coder or otherwise by someone who, you know, possibly likes old school games and possibly wants to cash in on the retro thing, but it seems like they don't really understand what makes the good old school games fun. They just understand that they're hard, and so they just make a difficult game. But they don't understand kind of the nuanced pieces that kind of contribute to the fun factor. You know, and again, I don't know, that's just what it feels like to me. There are cheat codes in this game that you can find online, which pretty much guarantees that you'll be able to finish the game, but honestly, this game is so bland, it's not worth playing, in my opinion. Like, so there's no point in using a code that allows you to see the whole game, because honestly, the whole game is boring. There are a couple of good things that I can say about Xeno Crisis, and that's just the boss design is really, really cool, and, you know, very large, colorful, cool-looking boss sprites. And then the other nice piece is the sound effects. I just like the rat-a-tat-tat of your pea shooter machine gun. It just sounds really good to me. So look, if you're looking for a twin stick shooter, which by the way this is, check out my review for Riddled Corpses EX. The backgrounds, environments, and basically everything else about that game is far more interesting than Xeno Crisis, in my opinion. I get it. Look, I get it. If you're looking at Xeno Crisis and you're getting nostalgic for some 16-bit goodness, this isn't it, though. They got the 16-bit, check. This game looks like a Sega Genesis game. They nailed that part of it, but as far as the goodness piece, no. Nope, sorry. Like, I appreciate your effort, but it doesn't mean that I want to necessarily play your game. Even if this were released back in the day on the Genesis, it would have been a rental, not a purchase. And even at a rental, it would have been, like, kind of disappointing. So if it's any consolation, like I said, I do really like the sound effects, you know, and the boss design, but that's about it. I can enjoy a difficult game if I'm really into the game, but I wasn't feeling Xeno Crisis at all. Anyways, I hope that helps you guys out a little bit. Please like, subscribe, and click the little bell so you get notified when I drop a new video. I'll see you all next time, whenever that may be. Bye-bye.